Hi there, welcome back to my channel, Sewing with Romney. Today we're going to learn how to make a heart pillow. This is a YouTube channel that shows sewers how to make easy projects. And today we're going to learn how to make cardiac pillows. These pillows are very useful for our patients. I'm actually the coordinator for the Heart Pillows Kingston. And so this is your video on how to make your pillow. In your kit, you are going to get this pattern, and it actually has the instructions written right on it, seam allowance, everything. I'm not too picky about the seam allowance at all. So basically you just sew around this circle. You leave a space open, whether it's on the side, about this wide, or whether it's at the bottom, and that's where you're gonna stuff your pillow. So to make them, you're gonna actually take your fabric that is included in the kit and you're going to fold it over towards this way. You can cut out a bunch at a time. So you're gonna start from here. This is gonna cut out 2 pillows, okay? So you're folding your fabric, you're cutting out 2 pillows. You're gonna trace, or you can pin it down if you want, and you're gonna cut around and make your circles. And so just cut out 2 or 3 at a time. Every kit comes with 30. And then I will show you on the sewing machine how to make it. It's very, very simple. So in your kit, you're gonna get your pattern. You're gonna also get this heat and bond, but it's actually gonna be already fused down to your heart fabric. But I will show you still how to do this just in case you aren't in Kingston and you don't get our kits, but you want to make your own for your own hospital, is you just basically get this heat and bond, okay? And then you're going to draw out a heart. Doesn't really matter what shape heart you do. You can do a whimsical heart or you can just do a basic heart. Just find a heart silhouette online and just print it off on a sheet of paper. And then you can make your little template like this, and then you just trace it down on here. So here we have 30 hearts. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to fuse it down onto the heart fabric. Okay, so the one thing I wanna say about this heat and bond, there is steam-a-seam as well. It's basically the same stuff. It doesn't really matter which one you use. There's paper on this side and there's sticky glue on this side. So when you draw your hearts, you're gonna draw them on this side, okay? And then you're gonna fuse this down with the paper side obviously up. If you did the glue side up, it would stick to your iron, so you don't want that happening. So you basically have the paper here on this side, you're ironing it down to the wrong side of your heart fabric. Another recommendation is do not get directional heart fabric or you're gonna have crooked hearts. Just get this kind so that it doesn't matter how you draw your hearts. They're all going every which way, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so you're gonna cut this out. When I send the kits out, I already do this part for the kits so that all you have to do is cut the hearts out of this, because some people might make a mistake. They might iron it on the wrong side and then I have to provide them with more fabric, or they might just draw them improperly or not close enough. So this is actually quite expensive, the heat and bond. So I usually just do this part for the kits. So you're gonna receive this already done, and then you just have to cut the hearts out. So when you're cutting out your heart pillow, I don't want you to cut it out this way, okay? Because you're not gonna get a full one on this side. So you're actually gonna cut them this way, because you can actually get 3 this way, okay? Now you've got your fabric doubled. You can actually fold your fabric up a bit more. Because this is thin fabric, you can actually cut out 2 pillows at a time. So you would flatten that out, do 2 pillows here, 2, and then that's 6 pillows. So here we have the selvage on this side, and that's the way the pillows are aligned. And I'm just gonna cut one out just for an example. I've only got 4 pins in this, but you can trace if you want instead. You could trace a bunch out and then just cut them. I prefer to use pins and pin the template down. I'm just gonna cut all the way around that edge. And of course, I always put all the instructions on this. I write it right on the pattern. So if you're wanting to make your own kits in your own town. So I put all of the instructions actually on the pattern if you're doing this in another community. And I write cut 2 pieces, cut 1 heart per pillow, remove the paper and iron on. So fuse the heart on before stuffing. I don't require people to sew around the edge to make it look all nice, but some of the sewers really like to do that, and it makes it look a bit nicer. But I don't at all ask people to do that because that's a lot more work. And if you're going to do that, then you would want to fuse it down before you attach the 2 pillow pieces together, right? Because you don't want to sew through the through both sides. You just do it on the one side. Anyways, all I recommend is for you to just fuse this down onto the pillow on the one side, okay? And then with your iron, and then that should stick fine. You're going to leave an opening on the side here so that you can stuff the pillow. And we like it stuffed firmly. We usually trace and cut 3 across, like I said, and first 3 are traced into the fabric cutout, onto the fabric cutout already. So sometimes if I have time, I will actually trace a couple just so I lets people know kind of how I want them traced out, and then sew in regular seam allowance. That's fine. So now you're going to separate these 2 pieces after you have them cut out, and we're going to go over to the ironing board. We're going to pick a spot. It doesn't have to be a perfect spot. You just kind of stick it up to more to the top end of the pillow, and you're going to fuse that down. Okay, so now that we have that iron down, see, it's not going to come off. And like I said, at this point, if you want to do like a little blanket stitch around here, you can, but I do not require that. This is a volunteer program, so I don't want really people spending so much time doing it. We actually make about 600 pillows a year because that's how many surgeries we do. So I send out about 20 kits of 30 each, so that makes about 600. And then at the end of the year, sometimes we have to make a bit more. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to attach these right sides together, okay? So you're going to actually have your heart on the inside of the pillow because you're going to want right sides together. So now we're going to sew all the way around, and we're going to leave a spot here so we can stuff it, okay? So now you can't see the heart because it's on the inside. Okay, so now this is sewn all the way around. I just did want to show you, if you can see this, that when I do pillows or any kind of things that we stuff, if you want it to turn around better, you actually can sew a couple stitches here. So you come out from the end of the fabric out a bit, then turn your pivot, your foot, and you come all the way around now this seam allowance. So when you come around to the other side, you do the exact same thing over here, and it just allows it so that when you turn it now around the other way, it actually turns in a lot better. It's much easier to turn that in and makes it be more of a crisp line. So now I'm just going to turn it the right way around, okay? You don't have to clip anything. You can clip if you want little slits, but you know what? That's, again, more work. You don't really need to do that. Once you stuff it, it's fine. But usually on a curved area or a corner, you would do some clipping with clothing because you want to make it all perfect. But this is just a heart pillow that's going to be used for 6 weeks. Okay? So now, you see we have the opening here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the iron again. I'm going to fold this in here like this, and I'm going to iron that down. And then when I stuff it, we'll just sew that closed. You can hand stitch it if you want, which is actually quite a bit easier once it's stuffed. So we're going to just stuff this pillow. I'm going to show you how full I want it. Okay, so here we go. Here's the pillow. So it's pretty firm, but it's not overstuffed. See? And then we're just going to slip stitch this part closed. Ta-da! The heart pillow is done, and we've got it sewn on the side. I did it by hand. You can do it by machine. You can have a little seam on the side. It doesn't matter, but look how nice that is. So this pillow is designed to be the right size of the sternal incision. So these pillows, the reason why we make them is after cardiac surgery, bypass, cabbage, whatever you want to call it. We use them so that patients can protect their sternum for 6 weeks. They take these pillows home. They get them just before they leave the hospital, and they crisscross their arms like this. And so it prevents them from using their arms. So it reminds them not to use their arms. It also enables them to deep breathe and cough. It diminishes the pain that they're having, because when you actually cough, it does create a bit of pain, but when you put a little, and we don't ask you to put a lot of pressure, it's just more to hold it, a little tiny bit of pressure there, that actually diminishes the pain. It also prevents patients from getting pneumonia, which is the biggest risk factor for after open heart surgery. And it prevents their sternum from opening up. So thank you so much to all of the volunteers this year. I'm really overwhelmed every year. There's at least 60 people that contact me. And unfortunately, we only need 20 people because I usually send out 30 pillow kits to 20 people. So that's about 600 pillows we do every year. Yes, we do that many surgeries every year. Some days we do 4 surgeries. So I just wanted to thank all those volunteers so much for getting involved. This is a great actually volunteer opportunity for high school students as well. If they want to learn how to sew or they just want to cut, that's fine. They can do part of the kit. I'm happy with that. I also wanted to thank the University Hospital Kingston Foundation for giving us the money so that we can buy the fabric, we can buy the thread, we can buy the heat and bond, we can buy the polyfill. And honestly, the polyfill is the most expensive part. So we get this from Michael's. Sometimes I'll get it from Amazon, wherever I can get it, the cheapest. So we were able to make 600 pillows this year. And so I want to thank everybody for that. Go to our Facebook page. It is Heart Pillows Kingston. Thank you so much for watching.